please provide your name and your media affiliation each time you ask a question during the conference. Please direct your question to a specific player or directly to Coach. If you're joining us on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions, and recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. This will be a 12-minute press conference. Now joining us are the student athletes from the University of Tennessee, Olivier Kamwa, Santiago Vescovi, as well as head coach Rick Barnes. At this time, we'll turn it over to Coach Barnes for his comments on the game, and we'll follow up with questions for all. Coach?
We're really proud of our team, obviously. I thought their preparation and, coming here this week, regardless of what people on the outside might have thought, I know these guys have an extreme amount of pride and belief in each other, and they've worked hard to get themselves here, and they wanted to really come here and win this two-game tournament. And really proud of them, and obviously beat an outstanding team in Duke, and could sit here all day and rave about John Shire and what he's done with that program this year. But Olivier played great basketball day. Certainly Santi does what he does every night out, but it's just a total team effort. And just really proud of our guys for what we've gone through the last month. I tell you what, no team deserves more than what's happened to what these guys have gone out and earned this week. And just, again, I'm just so proud. As a coach and staff, we're proud of them, and look forward to getting going next week.
Front row, please.
Rick, Kip Coons, Press Box View. You didn't mention Jonas Adu, who in the first half looked like he gave you a big lift off the bench, offensively and defensively. And he's from Durham.
Yeah, he is. That's true. Normally, I don't like to call players by names because I said it, that I thought it was a great team effort, but Jonas did. He came in. His length was there. Defensively, they do a lot of offensively, they do a lot of really good things, and they can get you spread out. I really thought our ball screen defense had to be good. It was, but Jonas certainly had a presence around the rim, but there wasn't one guy that went in that game today for us that didn't help us.
Second row, Wes.
Wes Rucker, 24/7 Sports. Olivier, regardless of all the talent Duke has, when you see a team with that many freshmen and y'all have so many kind of big physical, older guys, was the scouting report basically, let's get tough with these guys?
That's what we do. We're a tough, hard-nosed team. That's how we play everybody. But, knowing that they had a lot of freshmen, we knew that if we come in applying more pressure and being tough and physical, then, they would have to deal with it. What we were saying before the game the whole time was we're going to bring them into the mud with us, and we're just going to make them play a tough, hard-nosed game and see if they're ready for it.
Row two.
Coach, you talked a lot yesterday about the rebounding. You felt like that was going to be really important, and your guys won that battle today. How pivotal was that in getting the win?
It was, Rob, just simply because, what we have talked about all week is what we started the season talking about. And says we haven't changed really much in terms of our philosophy. We've had to mix and match some things, but we've said we're going to play great defense. We're going to rebound the ball. And not just defensively, we had a couple key offensive rebounds. That were huge. But we can't be the team that we want to be defensively if we don't finish it with the rebound. And we knew with their length, they're the longest team in the country, that we were going to have to get great production from everybody, and we did.
Row two.
Troy Provo-Heron, Maryville Daily Times. Rick and Olivier talked about it there. John talked about it yesterday, the physicality. Just how much of an emphasis was that to kind of come out from the opening tip and kind of display that?
Well, we feel we're at our best when we can do that. We really do. And we know that we played in a league where there's a premium placed on physicality, certainly, but we wanted to be physical, obviously, within. I didn't like the way it started with Urosh. I didn't like any part of that, but he gets too emotional about it. But we want to play within the rules in terms of as physical as we want to be, we don't want to foul. And but Duke's a really good defensive team. They do it a little bit different, but they're extremely effective with it. We felt ball pressure, our ball screen defense. We've talked about it because they do a lot with it. And but we also felt like it was important that we attack on the offensive end and try to get a little bit more of an up-tempo game, because they're very good at executing in the half court, and part of the physicality was to try to bring fatigue in it by playing a quicker game.
Row three.
I'm Mike Duraco with ESPN. This is for the players. When you guys are able to get the opponent down into the mud with you, what does that do for you guys mentally in terms of knowing that this is our kind of game?
We just know we prepare for a dogfight every game. So when we get people playing our game, I mean, as a basketball team, you know, you always want people to play your game. You know, you want people to make play. You want to get people playing at your pace. So it just, you know, guarantees us that we're gonna be in our element. You know, we play through defense, and then we figure it out on the offensive end. So when we get guys, you know, stuck and we start making players do things that they're not used to doing, you know, we wear them down, and we just keep wearing them down. I feel like I said this earlier in the year where I said that people got to be ready for us where it's not going to be just one hit, it's going to be continuous hits. And then the way you keep up with us is if you can just keep taking those hits and keep playing that tough game for 40 minutes, because we come to play for 40 minutes and we're going to bring them down to the mud for 40 minutes. So, you know, it's tough, and some guys can hang and some guys can't.
Row 3 right here.
Conor O'Gara, Saturday Road. Rick, you know, last year you were at that point where I think you were up 6 at the under-8 timeout against Michigan. They go on an 18-6 run. You guys are in a really similar spot this time around. Did you hark back to that at all in that moment to think, how can things be different this time?
Actually not. I'm glad I didn't, you know, but I didn't at all because this is a different team. And right from the beginning, I felt our guys were really locked in, you know, and when you got a day in between and you play the late game like we did, obviously we got back yesterday and came in, but from the time we walked in this building yesterday, I could just sense our guys were going to be really locked in. They knew what was at stake and what they were playing for, and certainly had a great deal of respect for Duke and how they do things. And but it's a different team, and we handled it at the end. They went zone. I bet we haven't practice. Well, we have a little bit because we've got a zone it. We've played it, but very little. But and we knew they were going to go zone. We knew at some point in time they would go zone, whether it was to slow us down or whether it would be to maybe give them a little bit of break on that end. And certainly when Roach got into foul trouble, that was a factor in the game and trying to protect him. But these guys, we kept it real simple. We want to play through him in the middle. Santi knows what he's doing on the perimeter, but the zone 2 gave us a chance to really get our legs back under us, where I thought that the key was that if we could finish the game every time out, I asked Santi many times during the game, what do you think and what do you want to do? But the thought always goes back to we've got to finish the game defensively. And I thought with them going zone a little bit, it allowed us to be a little bit more effective on the defensive end those last 4 minutes because they're explosive and they can score on you quickly. But again, this is a different group of guys, and I thought they handled it great today. We struggled some games coming down the stretch here without Zakai, obviously, but each game that we've played, I think that we've gotten better with what we have right now.
Back row.
Cody Taylor, USA Today. Santi, you know, your journey, to be sitting here after your journey, NBA Academy, I think you were even learning English at that time. Just what does it mean to you to have the performance you did and the stage, considering, you know, everything, how you got here?
First of all, I gotta say I'm definitely thankful to both the NBA Academy and University of Tennessee for giving me the chance. Kid from South America, basketball is big, but not that big down there. And having the chance that they gave me, definitely, first of all, learning the language to where I'm at right now, it's definitely, it's been a massive change. And then the other thing too is, for example, Duke had a player from the NBA Academy too, Tyrese Proctor. He was a young kid when he got in the academy. I was on my way out already, but we got to share. We're roommates for the last, 6 months I think I was there. And it was a great experience. So being able to see all those guys coming back and playing against each other at the high level here, I think it's great. And like I said, I think it's just amazing how the NBA Academy and the University of Tennessee or Duke give the opportunity to kids like that that have a dream, that want to work hard every single day and bring whatever they can to the team.
To the back, please.
Justin Deegan, Orange Blossom Sports. After losing your starting point guard during the season, then coming into the tournament with 2 big statement wins, I just want to know, what do you guys attribute this dog mentality that you guys have been playing with to?
You asking me that? we talked about it. Yeah, we train hard. We work hard. I really, many teams work really, really hard. But if you could be with us and be with these guys over the last 4 years of what we've gone through, but if the work ethic they put into it, and we said all the time, let's trust our training, let's trust each other. And I think that we're built for the way we play. And I think these guys, they certainly believe in each other. And we've got, like I'm sitting here looking at this stat sheet, and O had a day today which he's capable of having and can consistently. Jonah, I'm looking at Josiah, he has the ability to do what he did today. Santi, so we got different guys, and they've all done it at some point in time. And I do believe that these guys have a terrific belief in each other, and they respect each other at the highest level.
Row 2.
Rob Lewis with VolQuest.com. Olivier, could you feel, you know, you guys went through that drought in the first half, and then you closed on that run. How much momentum did that give you headed into the locker room? How key do you think that was?
I think it was big. You know, whenever you go through those droughts, I think the good thing for us as a team is the fact that we rely on our defense more than anything else. So we could just keep playing defense and keep being the same tough, hard-nosed team. But then, you know, to have that kind of boost at the end of the half, going into the locker room, you know, it brings a lot of energy, good momentum, and, you know, just gives you that confidence coming in the second half. But then at the same time, you know, whether or not we coming in the locker room with that momentum or without, because of our defensive mentality, I feel like we're always going to be ready to play, and we don't necessarily need like a motivation boost like that, but it's for any team, it's always good to have that going into half.
We have 1 minute remaining. Row 3.
Conor McGarris, Saturday Road. Olivier, did you feel like there was, you know, the outside world was saying, you know, Duke was the prohibitive favorite in this game? Did you guys hear any of that outside noise?
No.
Right here, row 2.
Olivier, 23 points in that second half, playing with a lot of confidence. Was there a moment where it kind of clicked for you in that kind of second half there?
Well, I mean, in the locker room, my guys saw me. I was a little bit antsy because I didn't get to play in the first half. So, you know, I just came in ready to play. You know, I had fresh legs. So I feel like that gave me a little bit of extra edge. You know, I was probably the only guy on the floor with fresh legs. So.
Final question right here, Wes.
This is Wes Rucker 24/7 for Santi. Everyone knows sort of the way the final few weeks of the regular season went for this team. Sometimes that doesn't matter going into this tournament. Sometimes it does. What made you feel like this team would be able to go do something like this, despite not having Zakai, despite, you know, some of those losses?
All you got to do is two things. One, watch the way we practice. We're a really united team. And then the second of all, as a player, you just look to the side and everybody trusts each other. We're a man down, but we always have the mentality of next man up. And I couldn't trust more the guys that I have around me, the coaches. I think they all did a great job. And even the last couple of weeks, I think they were just building us up to this moment and getting us prepared for the tournament.
Thank you, gentlemen.